Red Sox play game number 54, which will mark 1/3 of the season, and will reach Memorial Day in first place, leading the New York Yankees by 1 game. It's the Sox in Toronto in the first of 3. Hi, everybody. Thanks so much for joining us. I'm Dave O'Brien, my partner, Red Sox Hall of Famer Jerry Remy, and also Jemai Webster in just a couple of moments. And, Jerry, it's the second day in a row without Mookie Betts. He's out of the lineup today, but Andrew Benintendi will lead off. He's been swinging the bat very well for quite some time now.
He really has. That average has really climbed over the last month of the season, and he had a very nice weekend against the Atlanta Braves. And you can see by using all of the field, he goes a straightaway center field against a left-hander to hit a home run, get up in that backdrop, and then he gets a changeup and he pulls it right down the right field line for extra bases. And then yesterday in the ball game, he actually broke up a no-hitter by taking the ball off the left field wall, and that's when he's at his best, when he's swinging the bat and using the whole ballpark, and that's exactly what he did over this past weekend. So Benintendi right now is playing the way everybody expected him to. He got off to a very slow start this season, and people started to worry about him a little bit, but you knew in time he's too good of a hitter, and that good hitting is happening right now.
Too good a swing.
Yep.
And he is really tagging the ball these days. Red Sox also have David Price on the bump today here in Game 1 against his old team, the Toronto Blue Jays. Red Sox taking on the Jays in Game 1, coming your way from Fenway Park on a Monday afternoon. BuyAToyota.com. By Dunkin' Donuts. America runs on Dunkin'. Lexus and the Lexus Strikes Out Hunger Program. By Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% on car insurance. Your New England Ford dealers. By Kenyon Grill. Save 10% with coupon code NESSON. Plainridge Park Casino. Exciting games, tasty dining, great live shows. Enjoy it all at Plainridge Park Casino. And by Digital Federal Credit Union. What can DCU save you? Thanks so much for joining us on your Memorial Day. Dave O'Brien, Jerry Remy, and Jemai Webster along hand with the Toronto Blue Jays in town. It's their first visit to Fenway this year. Sox have already been there twice. John Gibbons' team is scuffling along right now. They're 11 games out with a record of 25-28. They have a very bright future with a loaded minor league system, but those guys aren't here yet, and they've got some issues. And David Price will try and capitalize here in game number 1. He's done it before against Toronto, just been magnificent against the Blue Jays in his career. As mentioned, an 18-3 career record against Toronto. Here's a look at the lineup he'll take on today. Teoscar Hernandez about to lead things off. Josh Donaldson hasn't homered in a long time. He's at third base. Justin Smoke at first. Yangervis Solarte is the shortstop. They bat him in the 4th spot. Kevin Pillar in center field. Russell Martin is the left fielder today. Kendrys Morales the DH. Luke Mailey does the catching. And Devin Travis is at second base. He's the number 9 hitter. A lot of these guys have bad numbers against Price, who comes in 4-4, ERA of 4.08.
The Red Sox defense is brought to you by Southwest Airlines, and the Red Sox are 5th in the American League with 26 errors on the season. Rafael Devers will be at third base, and Bogart's the shortstop. Eduardo Nunez at second, and Mitch Moreland the first baseman. Left to right, Andrew Benintendi, Jackie Bradley Jr., and Brock Holt. Christian Vasquez gets the start behind the plate, catching David Price.
Umpires today brought to you by Toyota's website for deals, buyatoyota.com. Jordan Baker behind the plate. Vic Carapazza at first. Jerry Lane at second. Jansen Visconti is at third base. Where available, this telecast can be heard in Spanish by selecting the SAP button on your TV remote. SAP presented by Toyota. Visit compra2toyota.com to see Toyota deals not seen on TV.
Buenas tardes, amigos.
Pedro told you yesterday he loves that. He waits for that every night.
Every night, every day, every afternoon.
Hey, make this weather go away, will you? 56 degrees again.
Unbelievable.
Partly cloudy, but kind of gloomy today. Red Sox and Toronto in game 1. Sox have won 4 out of 6 up there. Head-to-head against the Blue Jays. Boston coming in 36-17. It is the best record in the majors. A 1-game lead on the Yankees. Price's first one is ball 1, and we're underway.
David, last time out, a no decision against Tampa Bay. He went 6 innings, had a season high 9 strikeouts in that game against his former ball club.
In there for a strike at 87. Hernandez, a .247 hitter with 7 home runs, so a little bit of pop in the leadoff spot. They have lost 7 out of their last 10 games, the Blue Jays. Popped him up on the right side of the diamond. There's Nunez, and making a move now. Wind caught it maybe a little bit. But makes the play for the first out. That'll send up Donaldson. Toronto scuffling this month for sure. They are 9-16 in the month of May, and Donaldson, frankly, is a big reason why. They hoped when he got healthy, as he had a bad shoulder at the start of the season, he might start to swing it, but he's gone quite some time without a home run. 21 games without hitting one. That ties the longest homerless stretch of his career. He has 5 for the year, hitting .228. And this guy, Jerry, is going to be a free agent for the first time in his career after this season, so he needs to put up numbers.
Yeah, he really does. And of course, you know, had that shoulder problem and was not playing a lot. And since being back in the lineup, he hasn't hit that much. He does have a 6-game hitting streak right now. This guy was one of the top players in the game just a year or 2 ago.
Yeah, former MVP. But the Blue Jays have the sons of Vladimir Guerrero and Dante Bichette and Craig Biggio in their minor league system. Maybe a year away from seeing all 3 of them, unless they feel compelled to start the clock on somebody like Guerrero. But right now, John Gibbons has some issues on his hands with some aging stars and some underperforming players. And a 1-2. Justin Smoke on deck.
David Price facing the Blue Jays for the 2nd time this season. Had 1 game, won that ball game up in Toronto, going 5 1/3 innings in that game. Had 6 strikeouts.
He's a very popular guy there in Toronto. He went 9-1 in 11 starts for the Blue Jays in 2015 when he was dealt from the Tigers to the Blue Jays, and he got Toronto into the postseason. And there's a base hit right between Devers and Bogarts. So it's a 7-game hitting streak for Donaldson.
Yeah, jumps on a Price fastball that time and hooks it between that hole at third and short for the base hit. So Donaldson, who came in the game a 190 hitter against David Price, picks up the top spin ground ball base hit right here.
That'll bring up Justin Smoke, number 3 hitter at 247 with 7 home runs. been getting on base a lot. He's reached base in 42 out of 46 for Toronto. A big series getting underway. Houston at New York taking on the Yankees, and in the first inning, 0-0. In for a strike.
Another cut fastball there from Price.
Smoke has handled lefties to the tune of 333. But overall hitting in the 240s. One and one. So it's another day without Mookie Betts. Feeling is that the Red Sox will get him back for game 2 of this series. That's certainly the hope. Tightness in the side yesterday. His left side, he experienced that hitting in the cage indoors before yesterday's game. Want to hold him out for a couple of days and a count on 1-2 on Smoke.
Also no Dustin Pedroia today. He played 2 days in a row, so they figured it'd be a good day to give him off today and maybe get him back in the lineup tomorrow night. And night game tomorrow, and the following day another day game. The Red Sox will play 4 times at 1 o'clock in this homestand. That's been a day homestand, hasn't it?
1-2 on Smoke. Solarte on deck. Lights are on at Fenway. And here's the 1-2 to Justin Smoke. Punch foul.
Keeping that cut fastball away from Smoke. You can see who pitches 1, 4, and 5 all on the outside part of the plate. I should say 1, 2, and 4. This, these day games I have a tough time counting.
It's tough on everybody, actually.
He hasn't thrown 5 pitches yet. This will be it.
Although the Red Sox have been very good in day games, 13-4, 9-2 at Fenway. Yesterday, a rare daytime loss and a rare off day for Chris Sale. Knocked out after 4 1/3. You have to love his candor, though. We talked about his performance, and he said he just stunk up the place. Cut on and missed. Down goes Smoke. So he fans for the first strikeout for Price.
Now, after a lot of cut fastballs, he goes with the straight fastball this time and puts it upstairs a little bit. No contact by Smoke. That's the 52nd time this year that Smoke has struck out. And see, he elevates that fastball up and away to get no contact.
So 2 down, and Yangervis Solarte, the shortstop, will climb at 267 with 11 home runs. So some power here. But just 3 for 14 against Price. Line shot, and it gets Price. He's going to go to pick it up and lob on to first to get him. Got drilled by that. We'll see if he's all right, showing no signs at the moment. And he gets out of the inning with 1 hit. Deals by Toyota.com. And with Mookie out, Benintendi is back in the leadoff spot. Then Xander Bogaerts, Mitch Moreland hitting third. J.D. Martinez returning to the lineup as the DH. Devers at third. It'll be Nunez at second. Brock Holt in right field. Vasquez catching. Jackie Bradley in center field. Hey, David Price took a shot.
Boy, he certainly did. Right up around that left chest area. That was a bullet right back at Price.
He recovered quickly for the out. We'll see if he is all right.
Just listen. Oh, man, that was in a bad spot.
Yeah, we've got the sound on it too, which you can hear.
You could hear him yell from up here.
Red Sox taking on a right-hander, Aaron Sanchez. He is 2-4, 407 earned run average. Walks have been a real problem for this guy. He's been all over the place, actually. Let's listen to this. Sounded nasty.
Be able to get off the mound, get that ball, and throw the runner out of first base. That's pretty impressive.
He did not give away a hint of pain either. That one poked foul by Benintendi, hitting 283 now, 6 home runs.
Now from Sanchez today, they'll see the fastball, the curveball, and a lot of changeups. More changeups than we normally see from Sanchez over the past years.
4-2 against the Sox with a 3.66 ERA. And he's gone to 3-2. Mentioned the walks, 34 of them in 55 in the third innings. That's the second most number of walks in the American League.
Yeah, this guy's got good stuff, but he's got to get his control under control.
Ground ball, and nice scoop there by Smoke at first on the short hop. 4 out, number 1.
Let's take a look at the Blue Jays defense. They are 12th in the American League with 35 errors in 53 games. Donaldson, Solarte, Travis, and Smoke in the infield. In the outfield, Russell Martin, Kevin Pillar, Teoscar Hernandez, and Luke Maile doing the catching for Sanchez.
Well, Xander in a little bit of a skid here. He's 3 for his last 20. 287 home runs. Moreland on deck. Red Sox coming off a series win against Atlanta, taking 2 out of 3, and Boston now 13-4-0 in series for 2018. Not Xander's favorite pitcher to face. He is 5 for 25 against Sanchez. One of the hits is a home run. .94 on the black with that one. 1-2.
That's pretty filthy right there. Fastball away from Bogaerts. Not much you can do with that. If it's a 2-strike pitcher, you just hope you can foul it off.
And he's locked in and he's healthy. He's one of the nastier guys in the league. He has had a lot of trouble with blisters in his career. Been disabled 4 or 5 times.
And when he's on target, he gets a lot of ground ball outs. Actually, the first out of the game was a ground ball out.
You see Daniel Levangie telling Alex Cora where that shot got David. 2-2 and a high deep drive down the left field line. He hooked it, and he hooked it too much, a foul ball, but he hit the daylights out of it.
It's interesting when Bogaerts hits home runs here at Fenway, most of them going right down that left field line and very deep. That time rolling it foul.
2-2. And punched into right field for a base hit. So Xander is aboard with a 1-out single to right.
Good job right there by Bogaerts. 2 strikes on him. Cut down the swing a little bit. Take that base hit to the opposite field and get a base runner for the Red Sox. A fastball up and away. Gets on top of it, puts it on a line, and picks up the base hit. Nice piece of hitting by Bogaerts.
Now Mitch Moreland keeps on swinging it, hitting .319, 8 home runs, and since he began the year 0 for 12, he's hitting .356. with an on base of .424. How about this? The last 2 games, he has tripled in each game after going 4 years without a triple. Time to see who's been driving the ball, presented by Toyo Tires. He has a 5-game hit streak with 2 home runs. Toyo Tires, the official tire of the Boston Red Sox. Scoreless here in the first inning with Bogaerts aboard.
Big shift put on Moreland in the infield. 3 infielders on the right side. Only Donaldson left on the left side of the infield. A lot of green on the left side, isn't there?
Well, as mentioned, during spring training, he dropped down a couple of bunts, and he said that he would do it from time to time this season. But when you're swinging it like this, why would you? He tags that one into right field, rounding second into third is Bogaerts. Moreland just on fire. In fact, a rare single for him, and they're on the corners.
And that was a bullet right by Smoke at first base, and quickly by Travis at second base, who was in the shift. Gets a fastball here from Sanchez, as you can see, inside in a topspin line drive that quickly gets to the outfield. Bogaerts going first to third, so Red Sox got something going here in the first inning.
Right in front of J.D. Martinez, the DH today. Batting .320, 16 homers, and he's driven home 42. 7 home runs in his last 13. In there for strike 1 at 94. A good sign for the Red Sox in that they are not warming anybody up in the bullpen after Price took that shot off the chest. Ground ball to short. Solarte for 1 on to first. Not a good throw. Safe.
Oh, big play there.
A run comes in to score. That took Smoke off the bag on a poor toss by Travis. And the Red Sox benefit and score the first run.
Yeah, it should have been a double play to get out of the inning, but you see the bad throw takes Smoke off that first base bag, and Martinez, who was hustling down there all the way, is able to beat the high throw, and that picks up a run for the Red Sox.
So Travis with the misfire, and the Red Sox jump out in front. That'll send up Devers with a runner at first base. They were thinking about a challenge, but somebody got to look, and there would be no need for that.
Yeah, it didn't even look very close at first base.
So they will not challenge the play. Devers to hit at .233 with 9 home runs. Yes, Sanchez ought to be out of the inning. Did give up 2 hits to this point. Raphael 1 for 7 with a double in the Atlanta series. David Price wearing the jacket back inside the dugout. And has himself an early lead. Ground ball to the shift, and Travis with a nice stab to get him at first base and retire the side, but the Red Sox are in front 1-0. Fenway's trusted source for tickets to all Red Sox games and concerts at Fenway. With prices better than you think and service better than you can imagine. Go to aceticket.com now. Great to see so many servicemen and women at Fenway over this weekend, a Memorial Day weekend. As Kevin Pillar leads things off here, 277 with 4 home runs. Sox in front 1-0. There was a touching Memorial Day tribute before the game too. Red Sox players walking onto the field with Vermont Gold Star families before the first pitch. Rick Porcello and Eddie Rodriguez, Joe Kelly, Dustin Pedroia, among others. The families of a fallen hero who did not return from their deployment. And the special uniforms, as we mentioned, throughout the weekend all over baseball. So Price back to work after the line drive off the chest by Solarte.
One thing to keep in mind, Dave, David Price, he took that line shot. Now that was off his left side and his chest, and you'll have to see as the game goes on, does that stiffen up on him? And if it does, that could create a problem. So we'll keep our eyes very close on David Price after taking that line shot.
Brad Pearson, the head trainer, keeping a close eye, and fouled back by Pillar. And a fine play made up there in the State Street Pavilion. A lot of catches made. How about this one?
Oh, that's a good catch. Yeah, one hand reaching over a railing.
And I know you're not down on the, you don't like the idea of the one-handed catch, but sometimes you have to.
Sometimes you have to. You had no choice. Go 2 hands there. He goes toppling over the railing.
And roped foul quickly into the dugout. How about this? Talk about great service for great service. It's a pretty good day up in the Monster Seats.
Not bad.
With a brew or two. And a 1-2. Russell Martin on deck. Red Sox are going to be in Houston soon enough after this 3-game series with Toronto. Should be a really fun series to watch. There'll be 4 games against the defending world champs. Well, twist foul back out of play. Houston 34-20. They have a 1-game lead over Seattle in the AL West. Playing the Yankees right now. They're in the 2nd inning. 0-0. We were mentioning Chris Sale earlier, who got knocked around for one of the rare times in a Red Sox uniform yesterday. But I thought his reaction was priceless and so candid about his own performance. And all Boston athletes should look at the way he handles that.
Well, it's the simplest way. I mean, if you have a bad game or you make a mistake in the field that costs your team, when you get asked about that after the game, you say, I messed it up. Or in his case yesterday, I stunk. I mean, it's the simplest way to answer questions, and there's no follow-ups. What more can you say?
And absolutely nothing wrong with it. Everything right with that. And it ends it right there. Very smart. 2-2 down and in. Sox have gone 22-10 against the division. That's going to miss for ball 4, so he'll put on Pillar here. Time for us to bring in Jemai Webster. Jemai, great to see you here today.
Always great to see you as well, Dave and Jerry. Thank you so much for having me. Wouldn't be anywhere else. But as you guys know, the Celtics, they dropped an epic 7-game series against the Cleveland Cavaliers, coming just so close to their first NBA Finals trip since 2010. And it's still a buzz around the city. And Alex Cora was asked about that during his pregame press availability, about the Celtics being a young team, having big guys go down like Gordon Hayward and Kyrie Irving, but still being so close with their young group. He says what he was most impressed with was Brad Stevens continuing the learning process. He says he kept teaching the game to his young guys, and it proved beneficial. He says that's how he views Bogart's development in 2013, Benintendi 2 years ago, and Rafael Devers last year. He says regardless of how young his group was of talented players, it is his job as a manager to keep teaching him. And I liken it to these game broadcasts. Anytime I'm on with you, OB and Jerry, I'm learning all the time.
Boy, that's a great job of kissing up. I mean, we'll have you back anytime.
Learning every day.
Thanks, Jemai. Well, what a series by the Celtics. Just incredible. What a run by the Celtics. I mean, when Kyrie Irving went down, I thought first round.
Yeah, that was the kind of the feeling for everybody. But I'll tell you, watching them, during the season and in the playoffs, I mean, there's no quit in that team at all. They just hustle all the time. To me, it was like watching a college basketball game every single day. That's how they played the game, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, it's a great comparison, actually. And that youthful exuberance. Tatum's becoming a star. Runner goes, and it's dropped by Vasquez, and diving in Pilar, who's a guy who will run on their club, and he's got himself a stolen base.
Yeah, he's very good. Pilar is. He gets great jumps. He picks the right spots. He's got 9 steals on the season and has not been caught yet. They're going to come out and check David Price. I mean, it has to be sore. It has to be sore.
Well, he's walked a man, and now he's gone to 3-0 since he last threw a pitch in the first inning and got drilled.
Yep.
So something may be up. Obviously, a line shot off the chest was a bullet. And can he continue? Nobody warming yet in the bullpen. But will he be able to continue here today?
Well, one of the big concerns when something like that happens is, is it going to take you and change your delivery and then eventually hurt your arm? That's what they're really worried about. And this is going back to the first inning where he takes the shot right off the left side of the chest. And we kind of highlighted when he came back out this inning, that's something to watch the rest of the game, because I mean, that had to be very painful for David Price, and especially working on that left side, his throwing arm. We'll have to see how it goes. They're not going to take any chances. If he continues this path of not being able to throw strikes, and they really don't want to take any chances with David Price.
Well, and don't have to really, because of the caliber of long relief the Red Sox have with Velasquez, who did pitch yesterday a little bit, but Stephen Wright, who went 3 innings and picked up a win this week. But 3-0 on Martin, and that is ball 4. So he's walked back-to-back men in front of Kendrys Morales. And nobody out. Red Sox had 1-0. Morales is just 179. He's having a bad year with 4 home runs. And only 6 for 27 against David Price in his career. Switch hitter with power. See if Price can pull it together here after back-to-back walks, and it's dribbled foul for strike 1.
It was back to his bread and butter pitch, that cut fastball, to get that first foul ball from Morales. Brad Pearson certainly is concerned. He's not taking his eye off David Price at all.
Luke Maile on deck, and trouble for the left-hander with Pilar and Martin on. One and one. About a week ago, Morales actually pitched in a game for the first time in his career. Tossed a hitless 9th inning against Oakland in a game that got away. at the plate, though. Not many highlights yet this year. The 1-1. And in there at 87. 1-2.
Cut fastball to the inside corner to pick up the strike. A 1-2 count. That velocity is about normal for his cutter, anywhere from 87 up to maybe an 89. Fastball about 93.
Kevin Pillar at second, Russell Martin at first. Morales certainly a guy who can be doubled up. He had an 0 for 29 skid earlier this month. And he won't chase it.
Cut fastball again, but this time he tries to go backdoor with it, but couldn't quite get there.
Price working with Vasquez today, looking for a K, and that will miss. So another long count, 3-2 on Morales.
Tried to cut fastball again outside and couldn't quite bring it back to the corner. Didn't miss by very much, but did miss.
I think if you walk him here, you got to think about getting somebody up in the bullpen.
I would agree.
They lead off first and second, nobody out, 3-2. And a little pop up into right. Charging on it, Brock Holt, plenty of time to get there. And a runner, Pillar, will tag. Here's the throw. He's going to test that arm, and it's offline. Dropped by Devers anyway, but Pillar safely into third. Martin holding at first base.
Yeah, they got Brock Holt today in right field. So Pillar, realizing that and saying it's not Mookie Betts. Obviously, on a ball that's hit not that deep, he does tag and go to third. Pillar's a very good base runner.
Yeah, he's one of the best in the American League.
He really is. Very smart at stealing bases, taking advantage there of a ball that really wasn't hit all that deep. But, he's got Brock Holt out there, so he figured he'd give it a shot and made it fairly easily.
Luke Maile, the catcher today, hitting .291, having a pretty good year offensively. Has runners at first and third, one gone. Sox up 1-0. Maile back on May 11 in Toronto, beat the Red Sox with a 2-run shot in the 11th inning for a walk-off homer. He is 0 for 5 against Price in his career. The Red Sox already seeing a lot of Toronto early on. 9 of the 19 meetings for the year taking place within 37 days in April and May. And following this week's series, they will play again in July.
Now, we have had to use our passports a lot so far this season.
That is the truth. Already 2 visits to Toronto. It's not a bad thing. It's a great town. Great city. The 2-0. Well, another 3-ball count.
One ball right at the top of the strike zone. Could have gone either way, but does not go in Price's direction. You see pitch number 3 a little bit inside.
So he's got to come all the way back on Maile. 93. So good velocity on the fastball. 3-1.
Yeah, he's still showing the same velocity both on his cutter and his fastball. He's mixed in a couple of changeups.
But a hitter's count for Maile. Travis on deck. Pillar at third. Martin at first. 93 again, and it's 3-2.
Yeah, threw that ball right by him at 93, as you mentioned, Dave. Outside part of the plate.
Red Sox ahead 1-0. We're in the top of the second. payoff pitch. Popped him up. Moving over Moreland. Over near his dugout. Plenty of room. He's got it. 2 down. So Price battling back after back-to-back walks.
Yeah, 2 big outs. The fly ball out to Brock Holt. Now the little pop-up to with the man at third base to the first baseman Moreland in foul territory. So 2 gone and 1 to go to get out of this mess.
You know he's not feeling great after that shot off the chest, but bearing down here now has to get a guy who's handled him in the past. Travis is 5 for 12 against him with a home run. Overall hitting 178. 2 on but 2 out now. In the games in progress, Houston has just jumped in front of the Yankees 3-0 in the second inning. Washington playing Baltimore today. They're 0-0 in the first. Here's the 1-0 to Travis. 2-0.
Trying to paint that outside corner with 2 fastballs and just missing away from Travis. Believe me, pitchers know guys that handle them well, and as you mentioned, Travis does handle David Price pretty well.
(2-0) and drops it in there again. 93 right at the knee. Travis, the man who made a throwing mistake, not charged with an error on the double play attempt earlier, but a high throw took smoke off the base. Would have been an inning ending double play. A run scored on it. That's why the Red Sox are in front. 2-1. That one ate him up.
Expecting the fastball but didn't get it. Got a cut fastball that went down around his ankles. There's the cutter right there, and you see that late movement down and inside off the plate.
(2-2) and poke foul. But if he can get out of this without a run being scored after the injury visit and after obviously being affected with Pilar and Martin taking ball 4. Two and 2.
Oh,
just missed.
Just a little bit too low. Goes back to the cut fastball, and you can see Christian Vasquez pull it up a little bit to try to get it in the strike zone, but Baker, the home plate umpire, was not biting on it.
Well, so Martin, the man at first, will be off to the races on the 3-2 pitch with 2 down. Spoiled again. That one 95.
Yeah, his velocity has increased this inning from 93 to 94 to 95.
Got to be concerned about the high pitch count already. The next one will be number 49. The walk's a big reason for that. (3-2) to Travis. And he steps off the rubber. So this will be the 8th pitch of the at bat with the tying run 90 feet away. He got him. He struck him out and freezes those runners at first and third.
Sox and 2 is brought to you by Cumberland Farms, where you get iced coffee for 99 cents any size, any day.
And by the way, the Red Sox alumni game will re-air next on Wednesday at 7 p.m. on NESN. So if you were a bit caught up in the Celtics last night, when it originally aired, it'll be again on Wednesday at 7 on NESN. Some really fun moments out of that game as Nunez goes to check. They do appeal and no swing, says Carapazza. Louis Tiant on hand with his great friend Jim Rice yesterday. They had a great time together. Their comedy act, which is hilarious. Nunez 243 with 3 home runs and pops it up. Mailey looking for room back there, but can't get to it. Brock Holt on deck, and then Christian Vasquez here in second inning against Sanchez.
Yeah, it's a great weekend for the alumni here. 4-day weekend for them, and they all had a great time. They really did. Those inducted into the Red Sox Hall of Fame, and yesterday's alumni game was kind of fun. It was a lot of fun to watch.
Today, my guess, most of them are pretty achy. Just a guess. Cut on and missed, and down goes Nunez. Rice, Tiant, and TC yesterday.
I told you, if you throw out that pitch, I'll hit.
Go out and throw one pitch for him. Come on.
Like that, man. Only thing about Louis, if he goes out there and pitch and he does that turnaround, he may continue going out to center field.
I got a bad back, man.
You got a bad back, you can't pitch? And if he won't pitch, you won't hit?
He also got a bad wallet.
And it goes on and on. I like Jim Rice. He may just keep on going if he turns. If he does that thing he used to do. Just keep on going right into center field. Brock Holt hitting .333 with a home run. He is in right field today. Again, Mookie Betts missing his second consecutive game with that tight left side. He felt it hitting in the inside cage prior to yesterday's game. Still leading the majors in batting average. Tied for first in home runs. And on a pace to score about 157 runs.
It's also a very nice job by TC yesterday on the field, getting those interviews and getting the guys right on the field.
Yeah, that might have been my favorite part of the whole show. Ball 4. And Brock Holt is on with one down in front of Vasquez. Now, if you watch the game back, if you watch any part of it, you'll realize that there were times when we were absolutely lost about who might be coming up to hit. And the reason for that was the managers were going up and down the dugouts going, oh, who wants to hit right now?
Yeah, who wants anybody want to go up there? So there was really no batting order. It was just, you know, whoever felt like hitting hit. Where you play somewhere, you go play somewhere.
It was chaos. Organized chaos. Loosely organized. But a lot of fun. Vasquez 192, no homers. He is 1 for 6 against this guy. A ground ball with the runner going, but foul. So the Red Sox with a play on.
Yeah, a little hit and run play. And, you know, as I mentioned, a couple of guys that Alex Cora will use the hit and run play on is certainly Vasquez being one. Nunez at other times doesn't use it a whole lot. But against a sinker ball pitcher, a guy that gets a lot of ground balls, that's really the time to use it. You want to stay away from a double play.
And a gaping hole on the right side as Smoke holds Brock Holt. One down. Not this time, and it's low for a ball. Vasquez did tie up Saturday's game with a 2-out RBI single in the 3rd inning. That was his 200th career hit.
Holt with 1 steal on the season, caught 1 time. Would they put that same play on twice in 1 at bat? It's possible.
I think you would.
Oh, I'd put it on every play.
You're 15 of them a game. not running, but hit in the air to right, and Hernandez will move on in to make the play for the second out. Jackie Bradley next. When hip and knee pain force you to sit out, make sure you visit the joint replacement experts at Beth Israel Deaconess Medical Center. Visit bidmc.org. Jackie 181 with a couple of home runs. He's back in center field today. Played a little right field yesterday. He has hit safely in 5 of his last 6 games with a plate appearance. And he'll take ball 1.
He's had good success. 308 with a home run in his career against Sanchez.
And that one's tagged into center. Pilar has hit right at him. Hardly had to move. That was stung, but the Red Sox lead 1. Back at Fenway out of the 3rd inning. Sox in front of Toronto 1-0. Jerry Remy, Dave O'Brien, and Jemai Webster along hand on this Memorial Day. And Teoscar Hernandez lead things off against David Price. Got out of a jam in the last inning after back-to-back walks. Got a pop up, another one, and they struck out Travis with runners at 1st and 3rd. That was after being visited by the trainer and the manager after taking a line drive off the chest, which happened in the 1st inning. Hernandez in that frame popped up to 2nd, so he's 0 for 1. So 2 more coming up with Toronto. Then the Red Sox head for Houston for 4 games, and that's right back home to Fenway Park for a week-long homestand against Detroit and Chicago, the White Sox. And the Red Sox have their longest road trip of the year. And that'll miss inside.
Pretty good pitch right there by David Price, not going his way. It's that fastball on the inside corner. But Baker did not see it that way. I did. It's easy from up here.
Right. 1-2. Fly to right field. Routine play for Brock Holt. No sun to battle today necessarily, at least not yet. Calling all kids. Kids can attend a game for free at Fenway when they sign up for Kid Nation. Free kids tickets available for the first 25,000 redeemed. Visit redsox.com/kidnation to sign up today. Has brightened up a little bit, though.
Yeah, I think as the day goes on, conditions are supposed to improve.
Is that a promise?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to promise that.
You're on the line.
Yep.
Donaldson had a base hit between third and short first time up, so he's hit in 7 consecutive games. We are due about 3 solid months of nothing but beautiful weather.
I agree.
And I don't mean to keep whining about it.
Now, it's probably the worst spring that I can remember in a long time.
We all feel that way. You know, coming to Fenway Park and those beautiful nights in June and July where it's 75, 78 degrees, not a cloud in the sky. Let's have some of those. Smoke on deck. Red Sox in front 1-0. And a 2-0 from Price. Josh Donaldson, the batter, is known to have one of the great baseball autograph collections of all time. Really pricey autographs, too. He's got Halls of Fame contacting him for some of that stuff. He spent a lot of money on it. He's an avid collector. Got to ask him if it goes beyond baseball, but I know his baseball stuff is off the charts. They're really hard to get stuff. The 3-1 fouled away.
It happens a lot of times, you know, when teams come in and they want autographs from the other club, they'll send over, you know, some shirts to be signed or baseballs, or, you know, some guys just like having autographs from the opposition, from, you know, players around the league. They collect them.
3-2, and he's going to walk him.
That was a pretty good pitch, too. I think Price a little upset about that.
So Donaldson on the 3rd walk today issued by the left-hander.
Fastball here from David Price. Now watch the location of this pitch. Not a bad pitch at all. And I think Price thought he should have had that. Cora wants to know if it was up. One thing about in the dugout, you can't see inside and outside, but you can see up or down.
Here's Smoke. He whiffed in the first inning. And rips that one foul. Yeah, I've known plenty of players who are pretty serious collectors. I would imagine you were not one of them.
No, I actually no, not even of my own stuff, to be quite honest with you. You know, as I said before, you know, you go into my place and you never know that I ever played or ever did this. I really don't. I mean, I keep certain things that are very important to me, but I don't put them on display.
0-1. 1 ball and 1 strike. Well, Tom Seaver is like that too, and been over to his place before in Northern California. He's got a beautiful vineyard, makes his own wine and everything. I think he's got like 1 baseball on his desk, and that's it.
Yeah.
You know, a guy who won 300 games, threw no hitters, in the Hall of Fame, all of that, and you really couldn't tell.
Right.
Going into his office, into his home. Makes a great bottle of wine, by the way. And loved playing here in Boston. He wasn't here very long, but it was his favorite city.
He used to commute from here back to Connecticut.
Yeah. Smoke 3 for 15 against Price in his career. Donaldson aboard at first, not running. And that's in there for strike 3. Caught him looking. Caught the edge.
That's kind of the same pitch that he threw to Donaldson. To Donaldson, it was not a strike, but this time to Smoke, it is a strike. So the second time he has struck Smoke out. today with a couple of fastballs. But that's almost the exact same location.
Amica Insurance, great service, great coverage, and a great price for auto, home, and life insurance.
You know, Price is smiling about it. He says, how can that be not a strike last time against Donaldson and now a strike?
Not a bad point. So he struck out 3 men. Here's Solarte. He's the man that ripped the line drive that Price got in the chest to end the first inning. Did you feel like as a hitter when an umpire missed one, you felt he missed one, and you gave him a little bit of the business, you might look at him, maybe you do it very respectfully, but that it did influence the next call in that area?
Every once in a while, yeah, because I think that he felt like probably he missed it. You know, if he didn't think that way, it wouldn't change a thing.
Popped up, backing out Bogarts. Time to get there, still backing up. He's got it. And Price negotiates his way through the third, 1 man left. We're always here to get you there. Andrew Benintendi, last 16 games, is swinging the shillelagh. 368, 4 home runs. He's driven in 15. And the leadoff spot today is 0 for 1. Bogarts and Moreland after him. All about to get their second look at right-hander Aaron Sanchez. Quickly 0-2.
That's ahead with a couple of fastballs. One outside, one inside.
Yeah, Benintendi with 15 RBIs his last 14 games. He's been driving the ball.
Got a good pitch there, 0-2. There's a lot of times I wouldn't call it a waste pitch, but a purpose pitch where it's not down the middle of the plate. That one was right down the middle of the plate on the 0-2 count. And Benintendi had a good swing at it. He was ready for it.
Would not go, and it is outside. It's hitting the Blue Jays well. 389 the last 4 or 5 games against them. Here's the 1-2. Up the middle and a base hit. So he's 1 for 2 on the day in front of Xander Bogaerts.
You know, it's no coincidence that his average has climbed and climbed and climbed since the beginning of the season, because he's taking base hits like that. Now that's a pretty good sinker right there. That's moving away and down in the zone. He doesn't try to roll over and pull it. If he does, it's a ground ball at second base. He takes it up the middle and picks up the base hit. He's on target right now. In the leadoff spot today with Mookie out for the second straight game.
Xander Bogaerts is 1 for 1. A base hit first time, and he scored the run on what should have been an inning-ending double play in the first, and that is the difference in the game. So Xander has now reached base in 27 consecutive home games. It's a career-long streak. Dustin Pedroia resting today after playing 2 straight days.
Benintendi perfect on the season with stolen bases. He's got 8, has not been caught.
And Sanchez, a 6'4" righty, delivers a strike with a curveball. He's not only had blister issues, Sanchez, in the past, he's had the same problem that Drew Pomeranz had recently, the split fingernail.
Must be the way they grip their curveball, I guess. And certainly we know that Pomeranz throws that knuckle curve, which puts a lot of pressure on the fingernail.
0-2, and struck him out swinging.
Changeup.
Second strikeout for Sanchez today. This outsider timeout presented by LL Bean. From the ballpark to your local park, the outside always better together. LL Bean, be an outsider.
I love that shot.
I love the aerial shot too over Fenway and coming in over the city, and when Fenway is all lit up on a summer night when it's about 75 degrees. Moreland will take ball 1. Mitch with a base hit first time up, line drive to right. So he's now batting .325. Let's get JD Martinez on deck. And you know, whenever anybody asked him about Hanley Ramirez and Hanley being designated for assignment and how that benefited Mitch Moreland, he's had the same response all along. He said, I'm just showing up to play. I'm doing my job, trying to do it the best I can. And even when he wasn't playing early in the season, back to Sanchez in the second one, on to first, offline, so they will not turn the double play. Moreland safe at first. And Martinez will come up with a man on.
Looked like Moreland slipped a little bit coming out of the bag too. Out of the box he did, but still the throw to first base, not a good one, way off target, and Moreland beats it. So they've had a couple of poor throws toward first base. I'm not even sure a good throw would have got Moreland on that, but a couple have been off target.
Yeah, both guys up the middle. Travis, that last time Solarte.
You know, we've seen Solarte at every position, third base, second base, now shortstop, since the beginning of the season.
Yeah, they really don't have a true shortstop on their roster with Tulowitzki out. Fly ball center field. Pilar was very deep coming on, and he will make the play. Gets to just about everything to retire the side.
Tomorrow at 6, don't miss Red Sox First Pitch, presented by Joseph Abboud, available at Men's Warehouse. TC, Wake, and Steve will break down David Price's start.
Well, Price about to work in his 4th inning. He's got a 1-0 lead, and that one smoked into left field. That's going to bounce on by Benintendi. Up against the 10. Pilar taking off for second base. He's got himself another double. He's been a doubles machine. He was tied for first in the majors with 19 before that one with Mookie Betts.
He didn't waste any time. He either jumped on that first pitch from David Price. So Pilar's having a good day. A walk, a stolen base. Now the double. Gets a fastball on the first pitch and quickly runs it out to the wall in left field.
So Pilar with 2 bases brings up Russell Martin, who took a walk in the 2nd inning. He and Pilar both did, but they did not score. Martin started the day hitting 165. He's had a horrible time of it. He has hit 5 home runs. And another guy they're moving around position to position. He's a catcher, of course, but he plays third. He's played a little short now. They got him in the outfield. He's in left field today. 5 for 28 against the Sox lefty. And a 1-0. He takes a strike at 92.
A lot of 2-seam fastballs on the inside part of the plate today to those right-handed hitters from David Price.
Yeah, they started Martin in a game at Philadelphia a couple of days ago at short. 35 years and 100 days old. One of the oldest guys ever to make a start at shortstop in the big leagues. Got jammed big time. Xander Bogaerts with the runner moving up, fires on the move. Very smooth play there, but down to third is Pilar.
Yeah, again, you know, that's good base running by Pilar because he knows the shortstop has to charge the ball and he's not going to be able to get him at third base. So he takes advantage of that and moves to third. That's just heads up base running right there. You could tell by how the ball was hit they were not going to be able to get him at third base. So he immediately takes off. Third base wide open, as you can see Devers went for the ball. So that's just good base running. Now the Red Sox pull the infield in.
With Kendrys Morales the batter, fly ball guy is fly to right in this one. So the Red Sox with a 1-0 lead and in tight for a ball. Remember several years ago when he was playing with the Angels, Morales hit a walk-off grand slam, and when he scored on the play, his teammates were all there at home plate, everybody jumping up and down. He jumped into the pile and snapped his ankle. 1 ball and 1 strike. Really a horrible injury. While everyone was continuing to celebrate, he was screaming in agony at home plate. Missed all the next year. Been a good RBI man though in his career. He can tie up the ball game with a base hit or by making it out, and he rips that one into left field, and that will tie it. Here comes Pilar in to score, and we are even at 1. He's not having a good year so far, but he's always had the nose for the RBI.
Yeah, he gets a cut fastball that stays upstairs a little bit for David Price, and you can see, you know, most of those cutters that he throws are either on the outside corner or down and in. That one stayed upstairs, and Morales jumped on it for the base hit. It's his 15th RBI of the season.
They'll send up Luke Mailey, the catcher. He's 0 for 1 with a pop foul. So Pilar coming around to score to tie it at 1. Mailey having a good season with the bat, hitting .288. Flies that one to center shallow. Out goes Nunez, Bradley on, and Jackie Bradley with the grab for the second out. CVS Health is investing $50 million over 5 years to extend their commitment to helping people lead tobacco-free lives. You can learn more at cvshealth.com/be-the-first. 2 down, a run in. Here's the number 9 hitter, Devin Travis, who whiffed in the first inning. Sox will have Devers, Nunez, and Holt due up in the bottom of the inning. Poke toward right, but foul. Rick Porcello goes tomorrow night at 7:10 against Marco Estrada. Rick will go in 6-2. Estrada is 2-5. The 0-1. The 1-1 from Price. Today, all Major League ballparks will pause at around 3 o'clock local time as Major League Baseball participates in the National Moment of Remembrance to honor and remember those who lost their lives during their military service to the United States. For the Red Sox, that will happen in the middle of the 7th inning here at Fenway. Major League Baseball is donating 100% of its royalties from the sales of Memorial Day apparel to charities to support families grieving the loss of a military loved one. Line toward right again off the tarp foul. Taking aim at right in a serious way is Travis. Toronto is tied at 1-1 here in the 4th on a double by Kevin Pillar, a base hit by Kendrys Morales. Houston adding on now 4-0 on the Yankees in the 4th inning. 2-2. Morales no threat to go anywhere. Two line to center field. Jackie Bradley with the grab to retire the side, but Toronto gets even 1-1. Quality Franks for all you Sox fans. Pick up KM Fenway Franks at your grocer today. KM, together we grill. Jerry Remy, Dave O'Brien, and Jemai Webster in the house. Great to see him again. As Devers gets in and takes the ball, he's 0 for 1 with a ground out to second. The Blue Jays have kind of had his number. He's 3 for 21 against them. He'll be followed by Nunez and then Holt here in the 4th inning, tied up 1 apiece.
They put the shift on Devers, 3 men on the right side of the infield.
And he goes the other way for a base hit. So making an adjustment there, and he socks a single.
One of the problems there, you get a single ball pitcher trying to elevate the fastball against Devers, and that generally won't work. Goes upstairs with it right there, and you can see how the ball just is taken to the opposite field by Devers to pick up the base hit.
It's always fascinating to me when we look at a shift like that. The shortstop would have had a really good chance.
Absolutely.
To make that play without the shift. As you said, a ground ball guy. I know it's a huge deal in baseball today, and it's amazing how many shifts we see that we never saw just 7 or 8 years ago.
Well, it's changed the game. It really has changed the game. The fly ball has become much more popular than ground balls into the shift.
Boy, is that ever true. Nunez struck out in 2nd inning, and there's a base hit. Solarte could not react to his hit so sharply. 1st and 2nd, nobody out.
Ball hit very well by Nunez, by Solarte, the shortstop. So a couple of ground ball hits to start off the bottom of the 4th inning for the Red Sox. Those are nice ones. You know as soon as you make contact, it's a base hit. It feels good running down to first base. Nobody can get to it.
So a couple of men on for Brock Holt, trying to capitalize now. He took a walk in the 2nd inning. Sox have out hit Toronto 5-3. Swung on and missed. And the runners are going to move up. That was not a foul ball, and they will move up to 2nd and 3rd. That got past Maley as it popped out.
That had to be a cross-up. It had to be. Yeah, Maley's going to talk to his pitcher right now. Look, he's going after that like he's going to catch a curveball. And instead, it's a fastball. See him turn his glove over and move to his right? He thought that was going to be a fastball, a curveball inside. Instead, it was a fastball. And gets by him. So the Red Sox catch a break. They get 2 men in scoring position on a strike.
Well, maybe ticked the mitt, but barely. Big time cross up. So 2 men in scoring position for Brock Holt. Red Sox are getting some early breaks here. They've capitalized on one. Fly ball into left field. Martin backing up. Plenty of room. Tagging up. Here comes Devers. And he is in to score. Brock Holt gets it done, his 8th RBI of the season. And the Red Sox lead it 2-1.
Now, very good. 2 base hits. You get a break on the cross up. You get 2 men in scoring position. You get the fly ball from Holt to get the run home. So the Red Sox take advantage of that mistake. That's why it's so important to get those signs straight. When you're using multiple signs with the man at second base, I mean, that's where you see all the cross ups.
Very costly there. So Vasquez will be the batter. Vasquez is flied to right, 0 for 1. He did rule a pass ball on Maley, by the way. Breaking ball, little pop up. Solarte racing back, and that's going to drop in for a base hit. Nunez will stop at 3rd. So he kept on drifting, and Vasquez dunks it in.
Yeah, Nunez was hanging out about halfway between 2nd and 3rd, making sure, A ball like that, it's hard to tell sometimes whether the left fielder or the shortstop's going to be able to make a catch on it, so you really can't bunch for home plate. You got to make sure it drops in, then advance to one base. Now watch Nunez just kind of hang out and see if anybody's got a chance to get this, and he realizes now no, but you have to hold him at third.
So one down, first and third for Boston. Jackie Bradley 0 for 1. He ripped a line drive to center that was caught by Pilar first time. Sit right at his chest. And he made very good contact. Well, it's one of the many successful things the Red Sox have done this year in compiling the best record in the majors. They've jumped on other teams' mistakes.
Yes, you have to be able to do that.
The 1-0. 2-0. So Sox in front 2-1. 3 singles in this inning of Sanchez. And the sac fly by Brock Holt. Into left center, headed for the alley. Pilar's not going to get it. To the warning track, he picks it up on a bounce. Nunez is in to score. Vasquez to third. The Red Sox lead it 3-1. Jackie down to second. His 10th RBI.
You know, I think Jackie has made a conscious effort to use more of left field. Ever since he took extra batting practice down in Tampa, I've been watching him since that point. Now there's a ball right there a lot of times that he would pull, but that time he takes it, it's right down the middle of the plate, and he takes it in that gap in left center field, drives in a run. Good job by the outfielder Pilar to get to that and get that ball back in quickly. It may have saved another run from scoring.
7th double of the year for Bradley. And a 4th Red Sox hit here in the 4th. That brought out P. Walker, the pitching coach. And brings up Benintendi. He singled his last time. He's 1 for 2. Now hitting .286. Red Sox are trying to build a big inning here against Sanchez in Toronto. Wave and a miss for strike 1. Started him off with a curveball. Well, certainly you love to see Mookie Betts up in spots like this. Certainly JD Martinez, Mitch Moreland, the way he's going, but Andrew Benintendi's hitting .378 with runners in scoring position. Vasquez at third and Jackie Bradley at second. Base hit could mean 2. Last 11 games that he has played, Andrew Benintendi is batting .395 with 4 home runs. His best stretch of the season, the 1-1. Fly ball left field, well hit, turning around Martin looking up, and it is gone. A 3-run homer for Andrew Benintendi, and the Red Sox busted open early. He muscled it up into the monster seats, and the Red Sox have a healthy lead here on Memorial Day.
Well, Benintendi picks up home run number 7. There's that sinking fastball that sinks right back over the middle of the plate, and he takes it to the opposite field. I got to tell you, what a great approach by the last 2 hitters, Bradley and Benintendi. Not trying to pull those sinkers, taking them to the opposite field, and this one certainly deep enough to get up and over the wall for the home run.
He's on a pace to drive in well over 100 runs. Got 36 RBIs now at the 1/3 mark of the season. Speedway donating $500 to Boston Children's Hospital for every Red Sox homer. And don't forget, all summer long you can stop by your local Speedway and quench your thirst with a refreshing Speedy Freeze. Benintendi is cooking. His second hit today and his 7th home run. And down goes Xander Bogaerts, who is now 1 for 3. He strikes out for the second time.
You know, we talked about good hitting. Now, there's a fastball out over the plate that Jackie doesn't try to pull. You know, against a sinker ball pitcher, you think up the middle the other way. He goes the other way in the gap in left center field. Then Benintendi, he gets a fastball almost in the same spot. He goes to the opposite field for the home run. That's just good hitting right there.
Two down for Moreland, who has singled and grounded into a force play. 6-1 Boston. Danny Barnes in the bullpen for Toronto, as the Red Sox have reached Sanchez for 5 here in the 4th inning. I know it's a projection, and sometimes those can get people into trouble, but Benintendi's on a pace to drive in 108 runs. Game number 54 today. Here comes the 1-1.
Looked like Moreland was trying to take that fastball the other way, the opposite field too. Take another look from the side on Moreland. That last pitch looked like he wanted to go up against the green monster.
JD Martinez would hit next. Here's the 1-2 from Sanchez. Roughed up here in the 4th. And he runs it inside. So as it gets brighter and brighter on this Memorial Day.
I told you, Dave.
You did. You did. Your forecasting abilities.
Yeah, it's just incredible. You know, you watch the news at night and then you repeat what you hear the next day.
Oh, was that how it works?
But I could tell driving in today that there was going to be improving conditions as the day progressed.
That's a good weatherman word too. Weather person word. Improving conditions.
Yes.
As the day progresses. 3-2 and swings and misses for strike 3. But a big inning for the Red Sox. They score 5 and lead it 6-1. On this Memorial Day, baseball pauses to remember those brave men and women who made the ultimate sacrifice in service to our country. Go to MLBcommunity.org to learn more about how you can support military families grieving the loss of a loved one. To the fifth inning, Red Sox with a 6-1 lead behind David Price. He was allowed 3 hits. Andrew Benintendi finding the monster seats with a 3-run shot. And opening it up against Sanchez and the Blue Jays. Teoscar Hernandez hitless today, 0 for 2.
A big inning for David Price was getting out of the second inning. That's after he got hit in the chest with the baseball, and he walked 2 guys to start off that inning. Go back to the second inning. He gets first a pop up to right field. Then he gets a pop up to first base, and then he gets a strikeout, and they did not score in that inning off him.
Could wind up being one of the most important moments all day for the Sox, fouled back by Hernandez.
At that point, there was some question whether to be able to stay in the game.
See these 2 guys together a lot. As Pedroia has returned to the ball club, they remain very close from their playing days. Toward the gap in right center, coming on Brock Holt, and what a play he made. He stole an extra base hit. Certainly a single. Outstanding play in right. And a tip of the cap.
I didn't think there's any way Brock Holt was going to get to that. But he does with extra effort. Goes into the dive, into the big outfielder's glove, closes it up when he hit before he hits the ground, and that kind of made everybody happy.
The gem of the day. So far defensively, Joe Kelly loved it. Here's Donaldson. He has singled and walked. He'll take ball 1. Donaldson hitting just .234. When the season started, he could not throw across the diamond. His shoulder was in such bad shape. He literally couldn't get it there. That's improved quite a bit. As mentioned, a free agent at 32 at the end of this year, so he needs to play. Sox up 6-1 here in the 5th. And in there for a strike at 88.
Goes to a 2-0 cut fastball that time. Does David Price to get the strike?
Donaldson in 2015 was the league MVP. 41 homers, 123 RBIs. Last year with 33. He's a 3-time All-Star. He's been a really fine player. Started out as a catcher. He's worked the count to 3-1. And that'll be ball 4. So it'll be 4 walks now for Price.
Don't miss WB Mason Extra Innings Live right after the game. TC, Wake, and Steve will break down the key plays of the game, and you'll hear from David Price and Alex Cora. Who but WB Mason, celebrating over 20 years of same-day delivery.
Price has gotten this guy, Justin Smoak, twice on strikes. Struck him out looking last time up in the 3rd inning. Fouled away for strike 1. Nighttime baseball tomorrow at 7:10. Rick Porcello will pitch, and on Wednesday it'll be Eduardo Rodriguez at 1:05. And another one-hander.
Wow. We've seen 2 of those in this game today.
And no spill. Line shot over the leaping Devers down the line. That'll be a fair ball into the corner. Donaldson rounding second. He'll be into third base. Throw finally getting in. So second and third as Smoke doubles. So two men in a scoring position suddenly against Price.
Yeah, Smoke had some trouble with Price. He struck out twice on fastballs the first and the third inning, and now picks up the double. Trying to go inside. They go inside with the cut fastball, and he's able to rifle it right down that left field line. Well into fair territory, rolling down into the corner. So a couple of men in scoring position with one out.
And now a trainer coming out with John Gibbons, the manager of the Blue Jays, and they're talking with Donaldson. He's going to have to come out.
Yeah, he was limping as he was heading into third base. He had not been running well all day.
So he is removed for a runner.
You can see Donaldson right there as he rounds second base. I mean, he can hardly make it into third base. I was watching him go into third, and obviously something wrong with his legs.
So Urshela will come in to relieve him as the runner. Price with issues of his own now. Second and third, one away. Yangervis Solarte is 0 for 2. Hit a wicked line drive that got Price in the chest in the first inning. Hembree is now up in the Red Sox bullpen. The pitch count's up there now to 90. A floater toward right. Holt racing toward the line, still coming. He is there to make the play. Urshela tagging. Here's the throw home. It'll be cut off, and a run is in. The trail runner holding at second base, so it's 6-2. So Solarte will pick up the RBI, his 33rd, and now it's a 4-run game. And 2 down for Pilar. Price's pitching line brought to you by Ace Ticket. 4 2/3, 91 pitches. Plan may be right now to get him through 5 innings.
Yeah, it seems that way. 91 pitches. He's got hit in the chest with a line drive.
And facing a guy who's been tough on him today, Pilar, a walk, a stolen base, and a double. With 2 down. Red Sox leading 6-2. With Smoke at second. And a long look in by the southpaw. Is 0-1. Number foul. So he's in front on Pilar, 0-2.
A changeup that time that had him a little bit fooled. Still able to make contact, but in foul territory.
Toronto with 4 hits, including 1 in this inning. It's been in 92, 93, and occasionally 95 on the gun. 1-2. Sox with a win today would get back to 20 games over 500, trying to get to 37 and 17. Toronto has lost a big bat in this inning, with Donaldson having to step aside. Two down and a 1-2 from Price. He got him. 93 to fan him and strand that man at second. Let's join Jemai now at the Kenyon Grill deck with a special guest.
Well, it's the middle of the 5th inning, and we aren't going anywhere. Joined right now by a special guest, Mike Williams from Kenyon Grill. He's the sales and marketing manager. And, Mike, you guys are partnering with the Red Sox, have a special promotion going on right now. Tell us about it.
Yes, sir. For Memorial Day weekend, we have a sale going on our website. Pretty much everything is marked down. And for those watching today, use code NESN, N-E-S-N, you'll save an extra 10% off everything on our website.
Now, we noticed that you carried the grill over here for this interview. It's very compact. Why is this the grill? Why is Kenyon Grill the grill for any lifestyle out there?
Well, first of all, it's electric. Second, we make it in Connecticut, so 2 pluses. Third, it's approved for use in the city. So if you live in an apartment, a condo, anywhere a gas or a charcoal grill can't be used, this is it. This is not a George Foreman. It's a real grill. It'll get to 600 degrees in about 10 minutes, and you're cooking in no time. So no smoke, no flare-ups. You can use it in your apartment, outside on your balcony, anywhere you need to grill. This is the thing to use.
All right, tell folks, once again, where can they go take advantage of this deal right now?
Our website, www.cookwithkenyon.com.
All right, Mike, appreciate the time. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
All right, Dave, OB, back to you guys. It may take me a while because this Kenyon Grill is coming home with me.
If it's free, it's for me. That's what he's been saying for years. Red Sox with a 6-2 lead as we go to the bottom half of the 5th inning, becoming a very nice day to grill. A time now for the Geico Red Sox moment, honoring the 13 championship. And in game 54, Red Sox lost 4-3 to the Phillies. They had 4 solo home runs at Citizens Bank. Daniel Nava hit his 7th home run of the season. He really had a very good year for the Red Sox.
Yes, he did. He really did.
Urshela will remain in the game to play third for Donaldson. Was not running very well. He had to come out of the ball game after reaching third base. So Urshela at third now. J.D. Martinez will lead it off right at the midway point on this Memorial Day. He is 0 for 2 in this one, and looking to heat up again. JD had 1 hit in the Atlanta series. That was a home run. Giving him 16. It's turning into a very nice day.
Yeah, you know, it's going to be perfect this Memorial Day weekend. It's going to be perfect to go home after this game, get a barbecue going, as we just saw Jemai's going to do that. It's going to be a nice evening. Very nice evening.
What's the 5-day forecast? 0-2. There's a high deep drive. Forget about it. Way out of here. Gone. J.D. Martinez, number 17, to make it 7-2. Gone instantaneously. Red Sox with their 2nd home run in as many innings.
The 5-day forecast is for a lot of those home runs, and big time home run right here by J.D. Martinez. That ball was absolutely crushed. You know, we see him so many times take a pitch like that and take it to the opposite field. That time he pulls it out of the ballpark for the home run over everything out there in left field.
Say hello to Lansdowne. So he is tied for the major league lead now, along with Mookie Betts and Mike Trout. 17 home runs. And the Sox extend the lead again. Last inning, it was Andrew Benintendi with a 3-run shot. And now a monster shot by J.D. Martinez. Who, by the way, is now 2nd in total bases in the American League behind Mookie. 0-2 to Devers, will miss in. He's 1 for 2 with a base hit. Barnes is up for the 2nd time in the Toronto bullpen. So the sun coming out, the baseball flying for the Sox. High fly foul out of play. And a 1-2 to Rafael Devers, and he popped him up. on the infield, fighting that sun a little bit is Smoke with the glove, but he makes the play. 1 out. This timeless moment brought to you by Coors Banquet. On this date 40 years ago in 1978, Jim Rice with a walk-off home run off John Hiller of Detroit in the bottom of the 10th. It was his 18th home run of the year in a season. He would be named the American League's MVP.
Jim Ed.
So you think about what a great year that Jim Rice had. That was his 18th home run on this date. And J.D. Martinez and Mookie Betts have 17.
Yep.
Nunez 1 for 2 with a base hit. He has scored a run.
It's unusual for one guy to get off to a start like that, but the Red Sox have 2.
We were talking to some of the guys covering the Toronto Blue Jays as that one is rolled to Smoke at first base. He'll make the play for second out, and they were talking about Mookie Betts and saying, you know, we know Trout has been an MVP a couple of times, but in their opinion right now, and we certainly share this opinion, Mookie Betts is the best player in the game.
Well, he certainly has been to this point of the season, and you know, Trout's not very far behind. I mean, you're talking about 2 great baseball players, and we have the privilege of watching Betts play every day, so that makes it more fun for us. But you know, and to think about the age, the experience level, I mean, it's gonna get better. I mean, is that possible? Possible.
25. But when you have 2 hitters of that caliber, J.D. Martinez doing what he's doing this year, and 43 RBIs, 17 home runs for J.D. in the same lineup, squaring it up over and over the way those 2 are. And now Benintendi really swinging it. Dustin Pedroia back in the fold. What has been an exceptional offense could indeed get better. It's a scary thought for the rest of the American League. 1-1. Brock Holt with a ground ball to Travis. He'll zip it on there to retire the side, but J.D. Martinez unloads for the 17th time, and it is 7-2. It's the official batting glove of the Red Sox in Major League Baseball. The all-new Subaru Ascent featuring all-wheel drive and 3 rows of seats. Love is now bigger than ever this spring. By Southwest Airlines, low fares, no hidden fees. That's transparency. And by Kenyon Grills, save 10% with coupon code NESSON. Back at Fenway, it's becoming a sunny day here on this Memorial Day. We go to the top half of the 6th inning. The day is done for David Price, who can win the ball game. Heath Hembree will relieve him now, as Price went 5, giving up 2 runs, 4 hits. I think certainly a sign that that shot to the chest there, that line drive off the chest, really got to him. He walked 4 men after that.
You got to give him a lot of credit in this game. You know, to take a shot like that and be able to stay out there and leave the ball game with only giving up a couple of runs. To me, that's pretty darn impressive.
I think it's a tough performance.
Yes.
He's got himself a 5-run lead, giving the ball to Hembree.
This is what we were talking about. The line drive right back at him. Oh, right off the, looked like the left side of the chest. And there was some concern after that, at least from the Red Sox dugout, whether he was going to be able to stay in the game or not.
Yeah, I honestly thought he was going to have to come out. Went back out for the second. He walked the first 2 men, but then he went bearing down in a big way, and he got the next 3, including a strikeout of Travis with 2 men on. That was a major moment in the game. And the 1-1 will be in there for a strike on Russell Martin, who's walked and grounded out. Red Sox flashing power again. The home run has been such a big part of this season for Boston. 2 home runs today. Benintendi and JD Martinez, back-to-back innings. And a wave and a miss as that one gets by him at 95 to strike him out.
Yeah, high fastball that time by Hembree. Up and in on Russell Martin to pick up the strikeout. Underneath the high fastball, and one quick out here in the top of the 6th.
Here's Morales. He has an RBI single. He's also flied to right. Overshift on the right side against him, as he will bat lefty. Red Sox in a stretch where they're playing games in 26 games in 27 days. Not many breaks between now and the off day coming up a week from today.
And that'll be a short off day because the Red Sox play a night game in Houston on ESPN. And that'll be a very early morning arrival, I would think. Yes. On that off day.
That might be one of those sun coming up.
Yeah, you're going to pick the paper up before you go into the door. For those who still read a paper. I do.
I do. But you and I also established yesterday with 2 of the only people alive who use whiteout any longer.
I got more suggestions on whiteout after we were talking about that than probably anything we've talked about all year.
On what to do when you make a mistake?
Yeah, what kind of whiteout to use, and they got this new kind, and very confusing.
Two-1 to Morales. I'm all for it. I'm all ears. I mean, but there's something very comforting about reaching into the bag and pulling out that half-gallon jug of whiteout that I carry around, and
yeah,
just like erasing a mistake.
It's like painting your house.
Yes.
You know, you get the same satisfaction.
It's kind of therapeutic, you know. Make it all go away.
Actually, I started using whiteout when Manny Ramirez played with the Red Sox because you just never knew when he was going to play, and he'd be in the lineup, and all of a sudden he would not be in the lineup.
High fly ball. That's well hit. Jackie Bradley racing back to the triangle, still backing up, leaps up. Oh my goodness! What a catch! Jackie Bradley to the deepest part of Fenway, and he had no business making that play.
Oh my goodness, what a play by Bradley, and a smile on the face of Hembree, and there should be. tips of the cap, the Red Sox dugout. Can he play some center field or what? He's going back to the 420, never takes his eye off the baseball, makes the catch, crashes into the padding, fortunately for him. What a play.
Gorgeous. I mean, even with Morales as the runner, that's a triple.
That ball was crushed.
So 2 down for Maile, who's gone 0 for 2. Red Sox have made a couple of them today. That's number 1. Brock Holt made a diving catch in right field earlier. Sensational grab.
And I'm trying to think, around baseball, I mean, is there a better defensive outfield than what the Red Sox have in Bradley, Betts, and Benintendi?
I don't think so.
I can't imagine there would be.
I mean, go ahead and name them if there's a better one. Mookie, a 2-time Gold Glover. Benintendi has been outstanding he's made a lot of dramatic catches in his young career.
Even when he's out in center field, he makes terrific plays.
And Jackie Bradley, I mean, time and time again with eye-popping plays. The guy on their ball club, Pilar, is capable of making that catch.
He's really good out there.
But you can count on, 3 or 4 fingers how many guys in baseball can do that. 2-2, and he struck him out, put him away with the slider, and a great catch in the inning. $3 or $5. America runs on Duncan. Participation may vary. Limited time offer. Restrictions apply. Red Sox head 7-2 here in the bottom half of the 6th inning. Vasquez, Jackie Bradley, who just made another magnificent catch, and then Andrew Benintendi, who has ripped the home run, a 3-run shot. So it's been a fun day for the Sox here to the bottom of the 6th. Barnes, the right-hander, taking on Vasquez, who's gone 1 for 2 with a base hit. Red Sox got 5 runs in the 4th inning, and he was part of that. They have out-hit Toronto 9-4. Meanwhile, Houston still leading the Yankees in the 6th inning 4-0. Detroit leading the Angels 5-0 in the 6th. Washington on top of Baltimore 3-0 there in the 7th inning. To the right side, Travis will gobble that up. 1 away. And here comes Jackie Bradley. Time now for our high-strength steel play, brought to you by New England Chevy dealers and a Chevy Silverado.
That's worth another look. A long fly ball. Looked like it was going to be off the wall at the 420, but no. There's number 19 with his back to home plate, leaping, catching, banging into the wall, and holding on to the baseball.
And gets a hug from Brock Holt, who's a hugger. Jackie with a double to drive in a run. He's also lined to center. When you get to the clubhouse every morning at about 8 a.m., does he come and hug you, Brock Holt?
No, but he always says hi. Yeah, I'm not a huggy kind of guy, you know.
You are not Mr. Hugs. but he is, gratefully.
Remember, man hugs became very popular a number of years ago, and I never really got into it.
Didn't jump right in, did you? Not with both feet, exactly.
But he's very pleasant every single day.
It really is. 3-0 on Jackie.
It's like you see guys now that you haven't seen in years, you know, before hugging became popular, and you don't really know what to do. You know, you go to shake their hand, and then you got to watch them to see if they're going to drop the hug on you.
It's awkward.
It really is an awkward moment, you know, and then if they do, then you got to like hug back. And it's like, wow, how do I do this, you know?
You got to hug back. Yeah, that's tough. It is tough because I think it is a bit of a generational thing, actually.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, it started, I would say, what, maybe 6-7 years ago, and you didn't really know how to attack somebody, you know, when you met them.
That'll be ball 4. Yeah, you know, it really goes bad if you go right and the dude goes left. I mean, then it's like,
well, yeah, you can get, I mean, it can get all confusing, and you can, you know, bang heads.
Yeah. Hey, time to reach out and hug TC with a game break, brought to you by Jordan's Furniture. Tom, thank you very much. So Jackie on with a walk. Benintendi with a big day brewing here. A base hit and a 3-run homer. He's 2 for 3. Red Sox with a 7-2 lead in the 6th inning. Win today, and the Red Sox would be 14-4 in the daytime. Runner goes. A strike. The throw is off into center field, and Bradley is up and running into third base, and he'll get there. A stolen base and an error on Mailey, the catcher.
Yeah, number 5 for Bradley, but you know, it's Barnes that they're going on because he's allowed 8 stolen bases, make that 9 now on the season. Very slow delivery to home plate, and Mailey has to rush the ball. He mails it into center field, and Bradley heads up to third base.
So Mr. Bradley's having a really fine day. Double and an RBI, a walk and a stolen base, and a gem in center. Infield in. And another RBI opportunity here for Andrew Benintendi. Already has 3 today. High fly left field. Martin on the move. He's turning around. It's off the green. Another run is in. It bounces all the way up against the sidewall. He's heading into third. Benintendi, he dives in. Red Sox on top 8-2, and Benintendi off to the races.
Boy, you just don't see that very often at all. A fly ball that goes off the left field wall, and the runner ends up at third base with a triple. That fastball seemed to be rising, and Benintendi takes it right down the left field line. It's going to find the 10. And then once it gets by Martin on the big bounce, that's when Benintendi reads it, and he turns on the jets. He sees it go by him, and then he just turns it on to go to third base. Having a big day.
3 for 4, 4 RBIs. Infield will remain in, and Bogart's the batter. He's 1 for 3. 10 hits now for Boston. Pop that one in center field. Here comes Pilar, still coming. He's got it. Benintendi will stay put as the throw comes in, and he dives back into third base.
You know, it's nice when a plan comes together, and it's all come together today because we did our open today on Benintendi, who's the star of the game so far.
Yes.
Benintendi.
Yes.
And most of the time, 99% of the time, the plan does not come together.
Luckily, no one remembers. we bring it up when we're on it. But he has had himself a fine day already, and it's only the 6th inning with a triple, a home run, and a base hit. So for the second time on this homestand, he's taking aim at the cycle. Last accomplished by a Red Sox hitter when it was Brock Holt. So Moreland has gone 1 for 3. And a single back in the first inning against Aaron Sanchez. Red Sox have chased the starter. Fly ball into right. And Hernandez there to make the catch and retire the side. Red Sox continue to score. On this Memorial Day, USAA honors our fallen heroes. Top 7, Red Sox with a commanding 8-2 lead. They've out-hit Toronto 10-4. Devin Travis will lead things off here for the Blue Jays against Heath Hembree. David Price went the first 5. He can pick up the win today. It'll be interesting to check on David's condition after the ball game, and also Mookie Betts, and whether Mookie will be able to go tomorrow after sitting out the last 2 with that tightness in his left side. But the Red Sox have been scoring without him today. 8 runs on 10 hits. Axford getting loose in the bullpen now for the Blue Jays. Hembree got them 1-2-3 last inning. He deals a strike. 1-2. Travis 0 for 4 against this right-hander with 2 Ks in his career. And that one ripped foul down the right field line. Now Mookie out there in the dugout. Seems precautionary as much as anything else. A move to sit him the last couple of games. Alex Cora has not discussed it as anything that should be lingering or serious. 1-2. All even up. Don't want to be without him for very long, but Benintendi has stepped in beautifully in the leadoff spot. Today a single, a 3-run homer, and an RBI triple for Benintendi. 2-2 ripped to right field. Brock Holt is not going to get this. That's going to bounce the side wall and hug that rail. Heading into second base. On his way to third now is Travis, and he will get there easily. So 3-base hit for Devin Travis.
And that's a helpless feeling if you're a right fielder, because you know there's no chance you're going to get to it, and you know it's going to get all the way down the boards. And that's exactly what happens here. No chance for Holt to get to it. Now he's going to chase it down and get it back in, and it's an easy triple right there.
So leadoff 3-base hit for the number 9 hitter brings up Hernandez, top of the order. Teoscar Hernandez is 0 for 3. And in there for strike one, 94 on the gun. Blue Jays in Boston for the first time this year. Sox have already traveled twice to Toronto, where they have won 4 out of 6. One and one. Now in the middle of the inning, there will be a moment of remembrance inside the ballpark to honor and remember those who lost their lives during their military service to the United States. High and tight, 2-1. And we will stay for that moment and for God Bless America. Man at third, nobody out, the 2-1. Fly ball, Jackie Bradley again taken off, headed for the triangle. He's not going to get this one. That'll skip up. The run is in. That's going to be 2 bases. He shoots on down to third, but they're going to send him back to second. It left the ballpark high on the wall. They're explaining that now to Hernandez, but the run is in to make it 8-3.
Let's take another look. Bradley back again. You just see number 19 going back toward the 420. Now the ball's going to bounce. Yeah, bounced in the stands, I believe.
And now the umpires are huddling. Originally they were going to send him back to second base.
Let's see where it bounces. Does it bounce on the railing? It does. That's on the railing, so that probably is a triple. Yeah, I don't think that's a ground rule double. I think that's 3 bases.
Well, long conversation here with the umpires. And now they are going to say a triple. So Jerry Lane said it did not get out off the top of that wall or that side rail. So it will be 3 bases for Travis. Alex is not too sure, but I think on the replay it was fairly definitive.
Yeah, we bounced off the center field wall onto the railing and back into Jackie's glove.
So man at third and nobody out for Hernandez, or for Urshela, I should say. Hernandez, the runner, after driving in Travis, and that one nipped foul at the plate for strike. Activity in the bullpen as Matt Barnes gets going. So both of the Barneses working in this one. Danny Barnes pitching for Toronto. And the 0-1 foul back. Smoke on deck. So we've seen back-to-back triples here in the 7th inning. And Hembree with the 0-2. Foul tip to the mitt and held for strike 3. Vasquez gripping it for the K.
Wasn't quite sure on the initial pitch. Let's take a look on replay. Apparently that ball deflecting right into the glove of Vasquez. Vasquez pointing up to where contact was made. And Baker agreeing with him right away.
Urshela, the man who came on to run and stayed in the game for Donaldson. Donaldson was forced out because of a left calf strain. That's the official word from Toronto. So Smoke the batter, man at third, a run in, 1 man out. 8-3. Smoke double last time up. He's also a fan twice. Houston's been getting an excellent pitching performance today from Justin Verlander in the Bronx. And the Astros have a 4-0 lead in the 7th. And Hernandez off the bag. That'll miss. Smoke a switch hitter, 7 home runs. He lays off and it's down into the dirt for ball 3. So Hembree taking his time, very deliberate pace with a man in scoring position. And a dangerous hitter at the plate. That's going to be ball 4. So that'll put him on at first and third for Solarte. Premium Flex plans are on sale right now. Plans include matchups with the Yankees and summer weekend games and some of the best seat locations at Fenway. For more information, visit redsox.com/premiumflex. And it'll be the pitching coach Dana Levangie to the mound. In front of a big crowd at Fenway and a day where the weather has improved hour by hour. And the Red Sox hold an 8-3 advantage. Solarte about to step in, and he's the guy that ripped the line drive off the chest of David Price in the first inning. Price wound up going 5, and he can win the game. If he does, he'll be 5-4. And 19-3 lifetime against Toronto if he gets the win. But Solarte is a home run threat. He has an RBI today and a sacrifice fly, getting 264.
Nice block by Vasquez in the dirt, saving a run from scoring right there. Slider from Hembree bouncing. That ball spinning up the home plate, bounces actually in front of the plate and right off the chest protector of Vasquez, leaving the man at third base.
1-0 from Hembree. Rattled to first base. Scooped up, fired on to second, back to first, and the Red Sox turn a double play to retire the side. 1 run does score. with the Red Sox in front 8-3 over Toronto in the middle of the 7th inning. It's time for a look at our game summary brought to you by Xfinity and how we got to this point. Sanchez went 5. Red Sox got to him for 7 earned. Benintendi has had a major day so far. It's still plenty of time to add to those 4 RBIs. Martinez home run number 17 for JD. And the Red Sox ahead of Toronto here in game 1 8-3. Give you a look at that double play as well.
Now, nice play by Mitch Moreland, making the stab and then going to second base with it. Back to first base to cover, and they get the double play, save a run.
And so we will keep it right here in the middle of the 7th inning on this Memorial Day.
Thank you. We now ask you to remain standing as Kirk Young leads us in the singing of God Bless America.
God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with a light from above. From the mountains to the prairies to the oceans wide with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet home.
Wonderful to see Shane Victorino, the champion from 2013, back in the house here at Fenway Park, taking in the game on this Memorial Day. JD Martinez, the lead off here in the bottom half of the 7th. Red Sox with an 8-3 lead on Toronto. JD blasting a home run totally out of Fenway in the 5th inning for number 17. So he is tied for the major league lead in homers. Devers on deck, and then Nunez. And Andrew Benintendi has a single, a triple, and a home run. So closing in on getting a crack at the cycle for the second time this week. Didn't get it the first time. Jackie Bradley's also had an outstanding day with an RBI double, a stolen base. He scored twice. He's made a tremendous catch. And the 3-0. Green lighted. He pops a foul out of play.
Well, J.D. Martinez's home run back in the 5th inning, a monster shot way over the monster. In left field, get that sinker down and in, and just takes it way out of Fenway Park for the home run. Number 17.
Three and two. That one came back to bite Maley. Red Sox looking to take game 1 of a 3-game series before heading on to Houston. Stephen Wright now loosening in the bullpen. Red Sox have been forced to go to the bullpen relatively early today. And the 3-2 will miss for ball 4. So Martinez on to begin the bottom of the 7th inning.
Tonight, don't miss the season finale of Behind the B. Relive all the great playoff moments and hear from Bruce Cassidy and Don Sweeney on how the team will look to move forward toward next season. Behind the B is all new tonight at 5 after Red Sox post-game coverage on NESN.
And again, if you want to watch the Red Sox alumni game, the re-air will be on Wednesday at 7 on NESN. As Devers slams that one foul. He's gone 1 for 3 today with a base hit. Nunez on deck. Red Sox got 5 runs in the 4th. And 3 of those on the home run by Benintendi. We're seeing a little bit more patience here in the last couple of weeks or so out of Devers. He's been taking more walks. Line drive, and that one slowed down by Smoke. Second baseman will throw and won't get him. Everybody's safe. First and second for the Red Sox.
Some agile work by Martinez at first base to jump out of the way of that ground ball, and then some good hustle by Devers to beat it out at first base. First of all, look at J.D. Martinez. This ball hitting his direction, has to jump to get out of the way. A nice play by the second baseman Travis, but hustling all the way down the line was Devers, so he picks himself up a base hit, a good hustle base hit. He's 2 for 4 on the afternoon.
So 2 on for Nunez, who's 1 for 3, a base hit and a run in that 4th inning. Nobody out. Sox trying to add to an 8-3 lead. And Brock Holt is next. Axford, the second man out of the bullpen today for John Gibbons and the Blue Jays. And his 1-0. Ground ball to short. Solarte to Travis. That's 1. On to first. They will turn the double play. Martinez into third with 2 down.
Solante almost threw a changeup to his second baseman on the underhand flip, but they're still able to complete the double play. And the ball hit directly at Solante, and then he underhands it to second base from there, and it was almost like a changeup, but a good job by Travis to turn that over.
So Brock Holt now a walk and an RBI and a sacrifice, also tapped to second with 2 down. Axford's 1-0. Red Sox leading the major leagues in batting average, doubles and extra base hits. They're second in runs scored, slugging percentage, and OPS. And those numbers are going up today. With 8 runs on 11 hits so far. Here's the 2-0. Ball 3. J.D. Martinez with one of the 2 home runs today. He's the runner at third base. He's had 12 of those in the last 24 games. 12 of his 17 to tie for the major league lead. A strike on the corner. 3-1 on Brock Holt. Jake Petrichka now throwing in their bullpen. Axford having a little bit of difficulty throwing strikes. 15 pitches, only 6 in the zone since he entered. Here's the 3-1. And a walk him. So they're on at first and third. Brock Holt joining Franklin Sports in honoring our country's heroes this weekend. Over 200 Franklin family members across Major League Baseball will be wearing custom batting gloves to celebrate Memorial Day. Visit the Franklin Sports folks at franklinsports.com and join the fam. Franklin Sports, the official batting glove of the Red Sox in Major League Baseball. Christian Vasquez 1 for 3. Had a base hit, scored a run in the 4th inning. Two down. And a good stop by Maile.
Yeah, Maile just saved another run there for the Blue Jays by making that play on a cut fastball in the dirt. Getting that glove turned over, having it bounce right into the pocket of the glove.
Axford's 1-0. Up and in to make it 2-0. Sox have kind of had their way with Toronto since the beginning of last year. They are 17-8 against the Blue Jays over that span. And a 2-0 from the slow working right-hander. 2-1. Sox got the first run in the first inning. Xander Bogaerts with a base hit, he would eventually score. And when the Red Sox score first, they're 21-3. Tony La Russa, an advisor to Dave Dombrowski, used to talk about that all the time when he was managing, getting that first run, just how big it was for any ball club. Runner at first goes, and a fly ball lofted into right, and Hernandez will put it away.
video with hashtag Hats Off for Heroes. For each post, T-Mobile will donate $1 to support veterans.
Red Sox baseball on Nesson is brought to you by Toyota's official website for deals. BuyAToyota.com. KM, together we grill. Southwest Airlines, low fares, no hidden fees. That's transparency. And by Kenyon Grill, save 10% with coupon code Nesson. Red Sox had 8-3 and getting late heading to the 8th inning. And Stephen Wright will make an appearance out of the bullpen, a right-hander. Earned his first win of the season last Saturday. Terrific effort against Atlanta. 3 scoreless innings. Just 40 pitches. Added to the Major League roster on May 14th. And you have to wonder what the immediate future is for him. Will it continue to be in the bullpen, or might he enter the rotation at some point? I think much of that hinges on Drew Pomeranz and whether he can turn things around. And Red Sox continue to score a lot of runs, and Pilar will lead things off here in the 8th for Toronto. He has walked, doubled, and scored. He's also stolen a base. And a 1-0 from the knuckleballer. A strike.
Red Sox in a shift on the left side. They bring Nunez. Now they look like they're going to move him back. Back to a pull position.
Hammered foul. Pilar stole his 9th base of the season in the 2nd inning. He's 9 for 9. One, two. A wave and a miss. Down he goes hacking. One away. Lexus has developed the Lexus Strikeout Hunger program in partnership with Nesson and the Greater Boston Food Bank. You can visit your Boston area Lexus dealer right now through the end of June and donate food items. For more information, visit Nesson.com/Lexus.
Yeah, they do a very nice job with that. They raise an awful lot of money for the food bank.
One out for Martin, who's walked, grounded out, struck out. He's a guy they have put on wheels and moved around. From catcher to third to short to left. Quickly 0-2. He is 2 for 7 against the knuckleballer. Right, trying to put him away. And a topper. Devers with a backhand. 2 fast outs.
Tomorrow at 6:30, don't miss Red Sox Game Day Live, presented by DCU. TC, Wake, and Steve will preview tomorrow's matchup between Marco Estrada and Rick Porcello. DCU, Digital Federal Credit Union. What can DCU save you?
That game has a chance to move along.
Marco Estrada and Porcello. We certainly know how quick Porcello works. Marco Estrada of the Estradas of changeups.
That is what he features time and time again. He'll throw it any time in the count. Morales take his strike. He's still looking for his triple. Kendrys Morales, at least a double. Jackie Bradley stole one from him with a magnificent play in the 6th inning. And a ground ball. Xander Bogaerts on the other side of second base will set him down, and Wright zips through the 8th inning. hidden fees, and that's transparency. William Ravis Real Estate, the official realtor of the Boston Red Sox. Your New England Audi dealers, get behind the wheel of the Audi you've always wanted, and by Sullivan Tire and Complete Auto Service. Jackie Bradley to go to work here in the last half of the 8th inning. Jake Petrichka coming out of their bullpen. 29-year-old right-hander. He's a ground ball guy. Pitched for the White Sox last year. So far a high ERA with Toronto. Smacked on the ground, and Travis with the stab will set him down, one away. Jackie with a terrific catch earlier.
Yeah, I think it's worth another look, and we got him circled here. He goes, I bet you, over 100 feet to make this catch. Back to the wall, back to the baseball rather. Contact with the wall. Just a great play. Play of the day.
When Brock Holt runs even more than that to go hug him, you know it's a great play. Just to get the hug in. Well, here's Benintendi. It's an 8-3 ball game in the bottom half of the 8th inning, but the drama here is he needs a double to hit for the cycle.
I see where it's going to go too, right toward the 420.
1-1. Base hit in the 3rd, 3-run homer in the 4th, a triple in the 6th. Brock Holt the last to do it. For the Sox, here's the 1-1. High fly, left field, on the move. It's Martin heading over toward the stands, and he's got it. And that is out number 2. This is our cricket something to smile about moment. Great service.
Free booze.
And a terrific catch on that play, one-handed. A lot of huggers in the stands today. A lot of happy folks as well. Red Sox leading 8-3. Xander Bogaerts 1 for 4, base hit and a run in the 1st. Mitch Moreland on deck. Nobody on. Washington leading Baltimore in the 9th, 6-0. Detroit leads the Angels 7-0 in the 8th inning. A hopper to Solarte, who will get him, and the Red Sox go 1-2-3 in the 8th.
Thursday, the Red Sox
Sox have a 5-run lead with Stephen Wright on the hill, looking to lock this one up. First pitch swinging, another ground ball to Devers, who flips it on to get him, and Bailey is gone. That is a fast out. Wednesday, June 6th is Benintendi Splash Bobblehead Night at Fenway. First 10,000 in attendance receive a Benintendi bobblehead. It's the first in a series of 3 splash bobbles this season, presented by Coca-Cola. For tickets and more info, visit redsox.com/promos. Big splash today for Andrew. Triple, home run, base hit. Really having a fine homestand. Devin Travis here. He has gone 1 for 3 with a triple. Another chopper. Bogarts this time. 2 down. Now, just to recap, Josh Donaldson came out of the ball game with a tight calf, not a strained calf, earlier in the ball game, and had to step aside. About midway through the contest after he reached third base. Red Sox leading 8-3 and 1 out away from the win. And Hernandez rifles a base hit into left center field. Bradley to cut it off deep out there, and it gets by him all the way to the wall and into second base safely. Is Hernandez. Hit the ball very hard a couple of times today.
Yeah, he's had a triple back in the 7th, now the double. Tonight at 10 p.m. on NESN Sports Today, we'll have a full recap of today's Red Sox game, plus a review of the Celtics season. NESN Sports Today is presented by People's United Bank, where the technology is as helpful as the people.
So his 13th double of the season. Gio Urshela hitting 154 with a home run. And it'll be in there for a strike. Seven hits now for the Blue Jays. Sox have 11. Quickly, 0-2. And he has been throwing nothing but strikes. 16 pitches and 14 strikes since he came on.
It's amazing with a knuckleball.
Crowd wants to celebrate a victory here. Here comes the 0-2. Line to right field. That one heading down the line, but a foul ball. And a souvenir, courtesy of Brock Holt.
Just in foul territory down that line, and of course Holt will make a fan forever as he flips it into the stands.
Hernandez at second, and the 0-2. Well, with a victory, the Red Sox will be back to 20 games over 500. 2-2. Hernandez on with a 2-out double. Smoke would hit next if given the chance. Missed, and that wraps it up. The Red Sox win by a final score of 8-3 today. Stephen Wright terrific out of the bullpen. Benintendi, the big hitting star, as he drove in 4 runs and was a double away from the cycle. The Red Sox win it, and once again TC back to 20 over 500.